Hey, welcome back to my solo Forbidden Lands playthrough. If you're just joining us, our hero Jessup and his companion Tabitha have just been going through the camping trip from hell. Basically, it poured this morning. They still tried to hike, but Tabitha fell, hurt her knee, so they ended up resting instead of hiking. The storm went away by midday. They actually were able to get a little bit of hiking in, even though it's cold. But then when they went to make camp, Jessup had something of a mental breakdown. They found out that the water had spoiled. Luckily, Tabitha was able to play on her lute and calm him down, but just as she was finishing up her song, a bunch of strangers burst into the camp, which Tabitha had failed to notice them approaching. And yeah, from their garb, both Jessup and Tabitha recognized them as slavers, bandits, and that's not a good thing. Jessup actually has his pride is, let's see, oh, it didn't save it. His pride, actually, let me see, maybe it's on here. Yeah, it didn't save it. Well, I had written down that his pride was to always protect the people that he cares about. So he is not going to let these slavers take Tabitha or himself. Now, the solo rules say that social interactions can be simplified into a single unopposed role with a difficulty based on the NPC's wits. So I think as these guys burst into the camp, there's going to be a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of intimidation by Jessup. Jessup is a warrior, right? He has seen many battles, so he's going to try to convince them that this is not a fight that they want to take on. So I'm going to say, let's see, for the bandits, their wits are 2. So that means we need 1 success to get them to move along without violence. So let's see. Jessup. What did he move for? So Jessup's. I think this would be a manipulation roll. His manipulation is only 3. But I think Tabitha is going to help him. How would she help him? I think just by backing up the fact that, you don't want to mess with them. Maybe she would make up some story about, look at these fancy clothes I have. This is because he killed a noble, something to that effect. So I'm going to give him a +1 for helping. And yeah, let's see if we can get a success. He does. Okay, well, he actually got 2 successes. Well, maybe that's a little bit of a cop-out. I thought we were going to see some violence, but considering that even if I only put 2 or 3 slavers, there's a good chance they could have killed one or both of us. So I think we're going to play it like this. So the slavers, they buy it. It is true that Jessup is a warrior and has been through many battles, has even been captured and tortured. So he's probably able to put on a good show about being a tough guy, and they decide that it's not worth the trouble, and they move along. Now, I think this will put them on high alert, Jessup and Tabitha both, so it might be difficult to get any rest tonight. Okay, so let's see where that leaves us. I think it's time for night. What is the penalty for not sleeping? Let me see that, because I am not sure that Jessup would actually try to sleep. I think he would keep watch. Let's see, quarters of the day. You have to sleep at least 1/4 of the day to avoid becoming sleepy. So let's see, conditions, sleepy. You need to sleep at least 1/4 day. After 1 day without sleep, you become sleepy. You cannot recover wits except through magic. Your wits are broken while sleepy. You must sleep for at least 1/4 to get back. Okay, so for 1 point of damage to your wits each day. Wits has been Jessup's Achilles heel, so that's probably not good. But I just don't see it as his character to. He thinks he scared these guys off, but he also doesn't trust it. He thinks they could come back, so he's going to keep watch and let Tabitha sleep. That's what we're going to do for this quarter. All right, so he will make his keep watch roll. He will fail it. I think he's going to push. Okay, he gets it that time. He does become sleepy. Is there a place to put that? Yes, he does become sleepy. So he did not sleep tonight. But he doesn't have any other damage, so that's good. Okay. Okay, let's roll for an encounter. Actually, that's a card flip, isn't it? Because we are in camp. Put all of this stuff out because I thought we were going to do a fight. Okay. Card flip for an encounter. 5 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds is no encounter. Okay. So Jessup spends a long night peering into the darkness, convinced that these slavers are going to come back, and they don't. So Tabitha will get a rest. And we will start another day. Hey guys, welcome back to my solo Forbidden Lands playthrough. Before we start a new day, I want to show you a few of the little updates that I've made. The first thing is this. It seemed like I was referring to this new hex table all the time. So I created a little, I just copied and pasted it and then dropped it in as a, what do you call it, a tile on the map. So it's always there. The other thing is I thought it was weird that in this universe it only rained in the morning. So I updated my weather macro to now show a random time of day if it's raining. Let me show you the, let's see. I created this storm timetable. So it rolls a D8, and then the results are either morning, day, evening, night. Morning and day and evening, evening and night, or all day long. It can really rain. So basically now when I roll a result of storming, so let me show you my weather macro. So no rain there, no rain there. See, now it's rain, downpour, and it says, I would just assume that this would be in the first quarter of the day, but now it says it's going to rain all day long. So anyway, that's and how do we keep track of that? Well, I added these little tiles here. So for example, if we roll that it's raining in the day, I'll just move this little storm thing to the day, and if it's day and evening, I'll put it between them like that. That's my plan. And then I keep forgetting the wind effect on the campsites, so I got this little thing to put it where it probably just put it in the evening to remind me that I need to take a hit when putting up the camp. And then I keep forgetting the cold as well, so I figured I would drop these in everything, or maybe put it right there if it's cold. Okay, so last night Jessup spent the night anxiously watching for slavers while Tabitha rested. So Jessup is now sleepy, which I'm going to need to get rid of by giving him a watch of worth of rest. But I was thinking I probably need to find out. So Jessup is convinced these Rust brothers are coming back, that they're tracking them, and they're going to be ambushing them. But Jessup got 2 successes when he convinced them of how tough he was. So I think they were legitimately convinced that he's a pretty tough character. But I think we need to use the Oracle to see if they've actually left the area or if they really are planning on doubling back. So I'm going to find the Oracle. Basic Oracle, and I'm going to say if the odds are likely, so I'm going to say, have they left the area? And because he got 2 successes, I'm going to say that it's likely that they left the area. So I'm going to draw 2 cards and take the most positive results. So the 2 cards are an Ace of Hearts and a 10 of Diamonds. Okay, so it seems like the most positive. Actually, both of these cards say that yes, they have left the area. So, okay, so I think that the Rust brothers have left the area. We're going to just keep rolling for encounters like normal and not bring them back as a second encounter. All right, let's get this day started then. Okay, let's start a new day. I'm going to move the tracker here. Shuffle the deck of playing cards. And then we're going to use the XP prompts to earn XP from the previous day. And then we're going to roll for weather. Should have done this before I started recording. Forgot that I needed to do it. Okay, the deck is shuffled. XP questions. Here we go. Did you travel through at least one hex on the game map that you had not visited before? Yes. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? I'm going to say that he defeated those slavers, and that slavers obviously are monsters. So I'm going to give him 1 for that. Did you find any treasure? No. Did you build a structure? No. Did you activate your pride? No. Did you suffer for your dark secret? No. Did you risk your life for another PC? No, I'm not going to say that. Did you perform an extraordinary action? I'm going to say no for that. So 2 XP for Jessup from those questions, which gives him a whopping total of 3 XP. Okay. Okay, roll for weather. So here we go. We get to clear out all of these test weather rolls, and we will get to use my new weather macro this time. Okay, it is a windstorm. Great. Make camp -2, succeeded endurance to keep moving. That's really terrible. Why has it been so windy the last 3 days? No rain, and the temperature is cool. So just to move, we have to make 2 endurance rolls because it is so windy and so cold. That's That's terrible. That's really terrible. Okay, so I'm going to remind me to do that by moving this little windy thing here and this little cold thing here. Okay, that just kind of makes it a jumbled mess, but we get the idea. Okay, now we need to decide what we're going to do. Jessup is tired. He wouldn't mind a rest, but he also wants to get to this village before nightfall. He's still convinced that the slavers might be in the area. So I think he's going to try, if he could move if they could travel for 2 quarters today, they could make it to the village by dusk. And I think that even though they're going to have to be making a lot of endurance rolls, that's probably what we're going to need to do. Now, he is tired, or sleepy, sorry, which, let's review what's sleepy. You need to sleep at least 1 quarter. You cannot recover wits. And if your wits are broken while sleepy, you must sleep at least 1 quarter day. Okay. So I could collapse from exhaustion if he breaks his wits. Also suffer 1 point of damage to your wits each day. And as soon as you've slept for at least a quarter day, you're no longer sleepy and you can recover wits by normally. Okay, so I think that means Jessup needs to immediately take a wits damage. And he's only got 3. So that's not good. Well, I guess we could rest. No, I think Jessup would want to hike on. So oh, did I just click that? I didn't mean to click that. All right, Jessup is going to keep watch. No, Jessup is going to lead the way while Tabitha keeps watch. Now we need to make endurance rolls because of the cold and the wind. So let's start with Jessup, make an endurance roll. And he passed that with an extra success. Actually, I'm going to say that with that extra success, he doesn't have to make the second endurance roll. Tabitha might be a little bit harder to convince. Yes, she failed it. Let's push it. She still failed and took a damage. So Tabitha refuses to go anywhere. It's too cold. It's too windy. Okay. So I guess Jessup then, he just says, okay, well, might as well sleep. So you keep watch while I sleep. So let's have Tabitha roll her keep watch. And pass. That's good, finally. She passes 1. And because we're just in camp, I think we go straight for the encounter, right? I should remember this, but I do not. Yeah, I think we go straight for the general encounter. Let me double check that. Yeah, when we're keeping watch in camp, the GM would normally decide what happens, simply draw and consult the general encounter table. Okay, so we shall flip 1 for the general encounter. King of Hearts. King of Hearts. Wounded Adventurer will share artifact legend if helped. Okay, so yeah, Tabitha was keeping a watchful eye out this time for once, and saw this guy coming. Yeah, they will attempt to heal this adventurer's wounds here. Let's see who's better at this. This would be healing. Jessup can only roll 3 dice. Tabitha rolls 5 dice. Okay, so Jessup will help Tabitha, who will attempt to heal this adventurer's wounds. So I'll give her a +1 modifier. And we will roll. That is terrible. You know what? She's going to push it, even though it's going to take 3 damage. She is determined to save this guy. And she does. She takes 3 damage and it exhausts her. She is just mentally drained, emotionally drained, I guess I should say. But this guy is healed. He thanks them profusely, and he gives an artifact legend, which, let's see, is that a rollable table? It does not look like it is. Let me look up what an artifact legend is. I guess it's a random. We just roll for a random artifact. Because if I'm not mistaken, every artifact has a legend. Let's see, artifacts are on page 128. Okay, yes. Okay. Random encounters. Okay, I think we just roll for a random artifact. It'd be nice if there was a table for that. But apparently there is not, so 128. Let's see. Oh, there is a table. D66 table. Okay, so roll a D66. How did I not see that first time? This happened before, and I had to reboot. So, yeah, let me reboot the Foundry, and then we will roll for this artifact. Hey, okay, when we last left our party, a strange adventurer had just burst into the campsite, wounded, and Tabitha, with some help from Jessup, was able to administer some healing, so wrapped his wounds and basically healed him back up. And I thought, why let this opportunity go to waste? So I've created that adventurer as a companion, and he is joining the party. Guys, meet Torg. Torg is a dwarf hunter. He grew up as a scout's apprentice. So he was one of the few members of the dwarf clan who left their mines to actually scout around the Forbidden Lands. He also won an archery contest when he was young, and then he made his way as a guide for a while until he finally just kind of became a hermit and lived off the forest. And now he is an adventurer, and he has found the legend. He has heard the legend to found the way to a interesting artifact. So we are about to roll that. Oh, while I was creating this companion, I saw that companions are not supposed to be able to push rolls according to the rules, which I've been doing wrong. But you know what? I'm not going to do that because pushing rolls is fun and failing all the time is not fun. So yeah, I'm just going to ignore that rule and continue to push rolls as a companion. All right, let's get a D66 roll to see what artifact Torg can tell us about. 43, Queen Agatha's Twin Tablets. Let's find Queen Agatha's Twin Tablets. They seem to be in alphabetical order. Or maybe they're not. Queen Agatha's twin tablets. Queen Agatha of Dragon's Tooth was once a beloved queen of the Dwarven Chrome clan. She wished to favor the stone singers of the clan so that their skill would rival that of the Balderans. When the gifted apprentice, Torwild Gravel, by chance managed to return a slab of agate to its primordial living form, is it agate or agate? I don't know. The feat has never been reproduced, and the masters saw how the veins of agate surged beautifully like northern lights in the mountain. They decided to shape a tablet for the queen from the living rock, thanking her for her faith in them. The work was done with a degree of anguish, for the living stones screeched and cried when cut, but after some time the beautiful tablet could be presented to the regent. To the embarrassment of the stone singers, the agate veins would no longer surge, but it was discovered that when someone managed to move a vein on the stone tablet, the same change appeared on the slab from which it had been taken. Master Home realized that the stone tablet was missing its other piece and set out to form a second tablet from the remainder of the slab. Once it had been completed and the tablets were brought together, they seemed to be more at ease and the agate veins more fluid. They assumed the same pattern, and it soon became clear that if the pattern was changed by hand on one tablet, the same change immediately appeared on the other. Master Home noticed that this occurred even if the tablets were separated and realized that they could be used to send messages across long distances. After some years, one of the tablets was lost, however, at which time the other was forgotten since it was no longer served any purpose. The second tablet eventually went missing, lost to the unknown. Okay. You know what? Maybe Torg actually has one of these tablets and is searching for the other. Could that would be kind of cool. So let's see. Is that an item in here? Core game, artifacts, Queen Agatha's Twin Tablets. Yeah, okay, I'm going to give him one of them. Actually, I need to equip his stuff, don't I? Okay. Why don't we roll to see where he heard that the other tablet might be? I think we can use this legend generator. Let's see. And he heard that the other one was in a terrain of some type. In the hills, in the direction of the southeast. The southeast is problematic, so I'm going to say the southwest. So I'm going to make a note here. Actually, is there just a regular note? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say Torg heard that the other tablet, maybe these are an artifact of his family, his clan at least, and he heard that the other tablet is located somewhere in the hills to the southwest, so maybe somewhere in these mountain areas here. And since Jessup and Tabitha are heading to the west, actually heading into that same area, he's agreed to join up with them and continue the adventure with them. Okay. So that was our event. We weren't able to travel, but I do think we'll be able to rest. I'm going to say, let's see, Jessup, and let's say Torg also gets some rest too because he's still healing up. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and give Jessup his rest. And Torg doesn't need to rest, but I'll rest anyway. Oh, you know what? We forgot to roll. We forgot to roll for food and water last night. We're still along the river, so I'm not going to roll for water, but I will roll for food. Can I just click that? Yes. Okay. No problem. Jessup does not drop any food die. Let's see. Tabitha. Uh-oh. Tabitha does drop down a food die. Oh, I think it did it automatically. So, okay. She's at a D6. So, oh, but that does remind me. One thing Torg has, and he's quick to tell them about this, is that he is a chef of some renown. So he can take that mouse meat that Jessup has and convert it into food. So let's see. Cooking requires a fire. It takes a quarter day. In a proper kitchen, you can cook up to a dozen unit foods. So I think, let me click here and see. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say while he's resting, he can prepare some food. So I'm going to find food. Let's see. Food knife. Okay, well, we'll just remember that that meat is actually cooked now. Okay, so we'll move into the daytime. We need to decide what we want to do. Wind is still blowing, it is still cold, so we'll have to make encounter rolls to move to travel, which is really tough. But I think we should try. I think we should try to do that anyway. So Jessup will lead the way. Torg will hike. Actually, why doesn't Torg watch? And we'll give it a try. We'll roll Tabitha first because she's probably the hardest one. So for the cold, she did it with 2 successes. So I'm going to say she does not have to roll again. So Tabitha's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's see about Torg. He's a little hesitant. Let's push it. Okay. So he has agreed to go 1. Now let's do it one more time. Come on, Torg, let's go. You want to go. I know you do. Oh, he does. Okay. All right. So the companions have agreed. They're ready to go. Now it just is up to Jessup to agree. Yes, he does want to go for that one. Okay, one more. Okay, failed that. Let's push it. Oh, 3 successes. All right. All right. Everyone is convinced that they're ready to leave. So now we need to move. We hike. Oh, first we have to do, Jessup's going to do this lead the way. Failed. Guess I'll have to push it. Okay, he got it that time. 2 successes. His wits are probably... Why did it not apply that damage? That's weird. It should be 2 damage on wits. Okay, well... Oh wait, no, he didn't. Oh yeah, he pushed it, so it should have counted that. So okay, yeah. So Jessup's struggling, but he's successfully led the way, and now let's see how well Torg can keep watch. Quite poorly. Okay, we'll just roll with it. I don't want to push that because he might get lots of damage. So, okay, so we're going to move 1 space into these hills, and we will draw a card. It is a face card, General Encounter. So we will draw for the General Encounter 7 of diamonds. No encounter. Okay. Now we will travel 1 more into these hills. It's a card, 4 of spades. Is a random encounter table. So we're going to hit the... Is it number 3? Yes, number 3. Here we go. We are in the hills. No encounter. Excellent. Okay. All right. Quarter day passes. It is now getting dark. All right. So according to the rules, there has to be a bridge or a ford. But since this village is built right on the river, I'm going to say that there's either a bridge or at least a ferry there that we can travel on. And also I'm going to break the rules in saying that I'm not going to go through that whole endurance stuff again just to move these. Like the team can see the village up ahead. They're ready to go. We are just going to hike on. And so we will, Jessup will try to lead the way. And fail. So what is leading the way? If he fails, he just has to roll on the mishap. I think that's probably what he's going to need to do because he's not going to want to. He's not going to want a chance. Getting another damage. survival roll modified by the Pathfinder talent. Success means find a viable path, and failure means you enter the hexagon, but you suffer a mishap. Okay, so we will do a mishap. Let's just roll the keep watch real fast to see how Torque does. Oh yeah, so he's going to see anything that's coming. So we are going to move into the hex. Now we're going to roll on the mishaps, which I think I have already. Yes, journeying mishaps. We were leading the way. Blocked terrain. The way forward is blocked by rocks, fallen tree, thick shrubbery, or flooding, depending on the terrain type. Okay, well, flooding actually makes sense with all these storms, these downpours we've been having lately. The river has probably left its banks and is flooded. So we have to roll might or move to be able to move forward. If you fail, you suffer 1 point of damage to strength. You must roll again. Anyone who rolls successfully can help anyone who did not. You won't make any progress on the map during this quarter day. Okay, so we need to try to get past this. Try to get past this flooded river. Jessup will go first. Might or move. I think he's going to go, let's see, might, he's got 8. Move, he's got a lot less than that. 2, yes, he is going to charge right through with might. And he gets a success. Okay, so now he can help either Tabitha or Torg. Let's see, Torg has a might of 2 and a move of 4. Tabitha has a might of 2 and a move of 3. Okay, so Jessup will help Tabitha. And she makes it. And now Torg will attempt to go his own way. He has failed, so he takes 1 damage to strength. And he has to roll it again. Come on, Torg, you can do it. Actually, Tabitha succeeded, so she can help Torg. I think that's true. So okay. Ah. Does that mean he's broken? Let's read that again. The way forward is blocked. You must move might or move to be able to move forward. If you fail, you suffer 1 point of damage to strength and you must roll again. Anyone who rolls successfully can help anyone who did not. You won't make any progress on the map during this. Okay. Yeah, I think that means he's broken. So if you're broken with strength, oops, I keep clicking on things. Let's see, damage to strength, bleeding wounds, broken bones, pains, it's difficult times, damage, and suicide, strength. Okay, suffer damage. Broken strength. You are knocked senseless. Roll for a critical injury for the type of damage that you suffered. If you're not dead, you can only crawl and mumble through the pain. Okay, well, Torg might not last very long. Let's roll a critical injury. So is this a blunt wound, a slashing wound, or a stab wound? I think it's a blunt wound. I think as he was trying to cross this flooded river, or this flooded area, like a big log or something came down and smacked him. So let's see. We are going to... Actually, let me see if there's a macro for this. Oops, wrong one. What is going on? Yeah, critical injuries. I figured there was. All right, it was blunt. Here we go. Knocked out teeth. Ouch. -1 to manipulate. Can I drag these conditions over? I guess not. Will that apply it? Okay, so Torg tried to cross this flooded area, got hit by some kind of log, knocked out some teeth, and now he's currently unconscious. So I think that, let's see. You can crawl and mumble through the pain. So I think that with Jessup and Tabitha's help, they're able to retrieve him, get him out of the water, and now I think we can try to treat him for healing or performance. So no, that's for wits. So it has to be healing. This is you can't heal a wound by singing, unfortunately. Slow action and a roll is successful. Immediately recover a number of points from the broken attribute. Okay, so we need I think Tabitha's better at healing. Jessup will help her. So her healing. Oh shoot, but she has suffered a lot of empathy damage. So her healing is only 2, so that would be 3, whereas if Jessup tried it, his healing is 3 plus 1, 4. So it'd be better for him to do it and her to help him. Okay, come on. No, that's not good. That's not good. Can I push it? Yes, I'm going to push it. Oh, that's going to give me 2, but we're about to rest, so I'm going to push it. Oh, we got 1 success. Okay, so that means... Gosh, why did I lose that? Okay, if the roll is successful, you immediately recover a number of points in the broken attribute equals the number of successes. Yes, okay, so they nurse Torg back to 1, and he is no longer broken, although he's still missing some teeth, and he's got a -1 to manipulate for 2 days because of his gruesome face. All right, so that was, let's see, what was that? That was the night. So we were hoping to make it to the village, and we did not. We couldn't get through the flood. So I think we might just try to sleep without a tent, without a campsite. Just go ahead and rest. How difficult would that be? Let's see. Sleep. If you sleep is interrupted. It's possible to sleep in the wilderness without making camp. You simply find a suitable tree to sleep under. You save the time it takes, but everyone in the group must make a survival roll to find a good spot to sleep. Failure means the individual doesn't sleep at all and thus becomes sleepy. Since you don't have a fire to keep the cold away, you also suffer the effects of cold. Okay, well, we could become sleepy and then just try to make it to the village. We'd only have to roll 1 encounter. No, I think we're going to try to sleep. I mean, we're still going to have to roll an encounter, so this might be a terrible idea because I'm not putting anybody uh, on watch. So this might be terrible. But and I think we can just click on this find a good spot. Is that what this does? Let's roll it and see. Who rolls? Find a good place. Actually, what is find a good place? That's weird. I don't see anything under sleep that talks about finding a good place. I'm wondering if this is going to automatically roll this survival roll, in which case everyone's going to have to do it, right? Let's see. I think let's see what Tabitha does. Find a good place. Yeah, it's a survival roll. Could her herbalist telehelp? Probably not. Let's see, what does herbalist do? No, only foraging. That makes sense. Okay, so Tabitha is going to try and fail. Looks like she could push that. Survival is a wits. Oh yeah, she's got 3, so she's gonna push it. Okay, good. She got 2 successes, so she actually gets the rest. All right, now Jessup's turn. Ooh, this is not looking good. Oh, he gets it. Whew, that was a lucky roll. All right, he is going to get his rest. And now finally, Torg. Torg, you really need to sleep. He gets it. Okay, so he is going to go to sleep. All right, so the group has successfully... Oh, did I forget to move? I forgot to move it. And since the day's over, I'll go ahead and move these tokens off. All right, the group has almost made it to this village. You would think this was the most epic quest ever, just trying to get to this unnamed village. But hopefully tomorrow we can make it this final hex into the village, and then we'll have the fun of rolling on the random village tables to see where we actually found ourselves. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, welcome back to my Forbidden Lands solo playthrough. Yeah, we're about to move into a new day. I'll go ahead and move the counter. New day. So I shuffled the deck of playing cards already. I already gave myself I gave Jessup 1 XP for discovering at least 1 new hex. Now we're about to roll for the weather. Come on, something good this time. Let's do something good. All right, no wind, which gives us a +1 to make camp, which of course we don't need it because we're going hopefully to the village. And there's no rain and the temperature's pleasant. So, okay, weather's looking good today. Now we're going to, assign our tasks. I think they're just going to take the bridge to this town, and Jessup will lead the way. Tord can keep watch, and Tabitha can just hike on, right? Okay, Jessup needs to try to lead the way. And he failed. And I can't push that because three veins is not good. So, okay, we'll go ahead and roll for Torg's keep watch. Okay, pass. 3 successes. Wow, he's a good watcher. Okay, so that means, if I remember correctly, that means we go ahead and move, but we suffer a travel mishap, which is here. We tried to lead the way. Persistent animal. A squirrel, bird, or other small animal follows you around and doesn't leave you alone. The animal causes trouble, described by the GM. It might make a noise at some inappropriate time, eat your food, or steal something. Yeah, that's really annoying. So I think it's going to steal some of Jessup's food. So his D8 food will go down to a D6. Stupid squirrel. Okay, so we have reached the village. I went ahead and rolled on the tables. So since this village is located on the Elia River, I thought Elia Brook would be a good name for it. It is a village, so between 100 and 400 people live here. It was built during the Blood Mist, so it's not that old. It's ruled by a greedy sorcerer, and it's currently plagued by bandits. They're famous for their bread and strange eating habits, and the village inn is called the Last Arrow Inn, which the Last Arrow Inn has a nice dog, and they serve some really strong dwarven ale. And there's currently a scouting thief visiting. So I'm thinking that as the group goes into the village, they might get some suspicious looks from the guard, which is run by this sorcerer fellow. And but they find their way to the Last Arrow Inn. They meet this nice dog, and they have some strong dwarven ale. So I guess we need to decide what we want to do in town. I know we want to buy some torches. I think we should buy some torches. Nobody has any torches in this group. Let's see. Let's look at the gear. Oh, great. The grid gear table's not in there. I guess we have to actually look at the items. Tools, maybe? No. Torches. Here we go. Increases the torch's resource die 1 step, illuminates with a near range roll resource die. And really? Doesn't have a price? Okay, we'll get to look. Where in the book is the talents? Melee weapons. Armor. Okay. Stand by. Gear, page 49. All right, I'm going to pause it here and find this gear. Okay, I found it in the back of the book. So torches cost 5 copper. How many copper in a silver? 10. Should probably check that. 10 copper equals 1 silver. Okay. So let's see who has the most money here. Tabitha has 8 silver. So she can spend 4, or she can spend 2 of those to get 4 bundles of torches. So I'll give her 1. So that's a D. So she has a D6. And then I'll give Torg 1. So that he has a D6. And then I'll give the other 2 to Jessup. So that he has a D8. Okay, so we've got plenty of torches. Now, I also was thinking that we should sell Torg's small tent, because a small tent, where did I see that? A small tent only has room for 2. So if we sell that, which it costs 2 silver, so we'll get 1 silver back. So give him a silver, delete the small tent, and then if we buy a large tent, he is now encumbered. Hold on, let me maybe Jessup can carry. Oh, I guess he's been encumbered this whole time. Why doesn't he get rid of his throwing spear? I don't see us using that. How much can a throwing spear? Throwing spear costs 2 silver, so he can sell it for 1 silver, so delete that. Okay, so let me see if I can give Jessup the large tent. Yes, okay, so now a large tent will let us house up to 6 people. And give us a +2 bonus to making camp during journeys. That sounds like that's a good idea. We also need something that would help us with leading the way, I think, if there's anything. There's a spyglass, which helps the scouting. I'm wondering if we should get some fishing gear. We could try out fishing. That might be kind of interesting. Ooh, there's some bandages that give a +1 to healing. Let's buy some of those for Tabitha. I think Tabitha's going to be our designated healer. So, let's see. Bandages. Bandages cost 6 copper. So I'll take her down 1 silver, and she has 4 copper left. Okay. Oh, okay, so we can also buy some blankets. They cost 7 copper, but give a +1 bonus against cold. I think at least Tabitha needs one of those. So I'll buy her a blanket. That costs, what did I say, 7 copper. So I'm going to take her down to 4, which gives her 14, which gives her 7 left. Okay. And then she's also low on food, so we can buy some field rations for 1 silver, which would take her up to D8. Okay. Considering we have yet to get any loot, we might be spending a little too much money, but actually I think Torg's going to buy Jessup some food rations there. Which reminds me, we did not eat anything last time, which I think Jessup would have eaten this meat that Torg cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Okay, are we done shopping? I think we're probably done shopping. Oh, I thought about getting some fishing gear. Let's see, how much does that cost? Fishing hook and line, 4 copper. Yeah, let's get some of that. Okay. All right, I think we are done shopping, and so yeah, let's carry on with the day. Okay, I just realized I forgot to roll for an encounter when we rolled into this village. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So it is a 6 of spades, random encounter table, random encounter. No rats. I was hoping that there was a village type, but there is not. I guess this would count as plains, so this encounter might not make any sense. Let's see. Yeah, 3 starving harpies, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We're just going to skip that one. It's a shame there's not a village encounters or something. I'll look around and see if I can find something. But okay, so we have we've gotten to town. I think we definitely want to spend at least 1 night here. Before we set out again. I guess we need to also think about where we want to go next. If I move this guy, then I'll lock him again. Okay, so we're headed here, and Torg wants to go, I think, to some hills to the southwest. So really, those could be anywhere in here maybe. So we kind of want to head towards this area. So we could either follow this river down, which is the wash to Lake Clay, or we could go through the forest. Or if we wanted to be a little crazy, we could go see what this dungeon is over here to the west to try to get some money to help fund our expedition down south. So, yeah, plenty of options there. Yeah, let's move it to the next quarter day. Decide what we want to do. Okay, I was a little confused about how to go about this kind of role playing in a village. So I think I'm just going to sort of skip it for now. We're going to spend the copper to stay at an inn for the night here in Eliabrook, which I believe should cost 2 copper per person per night. So, how can I? Yeah, there we go. So Tabitha, let's see, 2, 4, 6. She will pay for everyone and have 7 copper left. And we will also pay for a meal, bowl of stew for everyone. So that's another 9 copper. Let's have Torg pay for that. Okay, so we won't have to take any of our food or water, and we can all get a good night's rest. Everybody might be rested up. Let's see. Go ahead and click it. There's Tabitha. There's Jessup. Oops. There's Torque. Okay, so we have a nice meal. We have a nice rest in the common room of the inn. And I think we should ask around about this bandit problem that they're having. And I'm thinking that the bandits, that the sorcerer, even though he's greedy, that runs this place, would probably be willing to offer us maybe a gold piece each if we can get rid of these bandits. And yeah, maybe he'll even tell us that, hey, they suspect the bandits to be hiding out at this adventure site outside of town, which I have already rolled up for here, that I'm calling Bandit Hideout, which it is a small dungeon of 4 rooms, and it was originally a villa or mansion. So this is all kind of information that we can find out by asking around in the inn. It was built by some type of cult. Maybe the villagers don't really know for sure because it was so long ago. Maybe this thing even predates the village itself, because it's on the shores of this Lake Varda, right? So maybe it's been here since before the village, and all the people know is that it was built by some type of cult. The cult members disagreed over probably some trivial bit of religious minutia. So then they got into a big fight, had a falling out, either ended up killing each other or moving away. And they're pretty sure, at least the people in the town are pretty sure that it's now inhabited by bandits. And the way to get there is through the bone door, which is the entrance to this villa, this old villa. Maybe it's built into the kind of cliffs on the side of this. Well, I don't know if there's any cliffs in that, but maybe it's kind of built into the ground by the lake, kind of overlooking this lake. So yeah, I think that Jessup, being broke and feeling kind of guilty about having to bum off of his new companions, is going to suggest they go and check this place out. see if maybe they can get some loot, and yeah, and then that would help us with some the funding and gear that we need to undertake this longer voyage to the southwest. So yeah, let's move the tracker on to the next day. We'll start there, and I'm going to kind of call this the end of part 1. We've successfully navigated along this river from our escaping the Saurians to arriving at the village of what did I call it? Elia Brook. And now we're going to head further west to try to explore this bandit hideout. So hopefully you will join me in the next part of the campaign. Thanks.